How to attract what you want fast. I'm going to outline 5 steps for you that you can use, and you'll start to actually attract or create what you want very fast. Always remember, mind your mind. It is the source that's going to bring everything into existence for you. It creates your world and it interprets everything around you. So let's get into it. 5 steps. How to attract anything you want fast. Here we go. Step number 1. Get clear on what you want. Meaning, decide what you want and stick to that decision. Hold on to that. So that's step number 1. Get clear on what you want. Step number 2, ask the universe now. You can ask the universe in a multitude of ways. You can ask the universe through images in your mind's eye, or you can ask the universe in your outer voice, such as, hey, what would it look like to have this? What would it look like to experience that? How different would my life be with such and such? So that's asking the universe. So once you ask the universe, moves to now step number 3, which is now you have to start to trust the process, the creating process. You have to be able to kind of watch behind the scenes as your manifestation starts to unfold. This is a tricky part. A lot of individuals don't get this. So it means that don't try to control anything. Just go with the flow. Just watch, observe, let the universe guide you. Okay? That's step number 3. Step number 4 now, we have to raise our vibration. So that you got to raise your vibration, because a vibration is what attracts things into our lives. We are all magnetic beings. We're energetic beings. Remember, your body produces electricity, your heart, everything is electrochemical signals, right? You get up to 200 watts, sometimes up to 2,500 watts of power you are producing. Remember, electricity creates magnetism. So that's why you're magnetic, so you're going to attract. So when you raise your vibration, you will start to attract those things that resonate with you. That makes things come to you a lot faster. So that's step number 4. Now we're going to go to step number 5, which is the most critical and I would say the most important part of this process, which is let go. Now, letting go is a little different than trusting the process. Trusting the process is just knowing that innately that things are going to work out for you. Trusting the process requires faith or a belief to just know it's going to happen. Now, letting go involves actually knowing it's going to happen, but then deciding, hey, I don't care how or when, I'm just going to be happy with whatever. Also, letting go means I'm fine with or without it. That's the paradox to this now. A lot of individuals can get step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, even step number 4, but when it comes to step number 5, which is the detachment part, this is where we encounter a lot of resistance and a lot of struggle. So with these 5 steps, if you do these 5 steps and you repeat them every day, you will start to create and attract what you want a lot faster. Now with step number 2, I must say this, when I talk about ask the universe, you have to do this a few times during the day. Because remember, we are training our mind. We're getting our brain into a habit to pick up what we're saying the most in our lives. You start to do that, your brain will create what we call neuroplasticity, synaptic pruning. Basically, your brain starts to like beep, 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 looking around and saying, oh, okay, that resonates with Mark, that resonates with Mark. And now it's just, okay, that doesn't. So it filters out the things that I don't want and brings in the things that I do want. Now, I would also say now, when it comes to step number 2, which is to trust the process. Okay, trust the process also has another caveat to it. So when trust the process also means now you watch from behind the scenes, but you're also taking action towards your goal. In other words, I give you an example. Let's say if you want a home, a new home, okay, you don't know how you're going to get the home. What you should start to do is taking action would mean, okay, let me start looking at certain homes that I would like. Let me do some research. That's trust the process. Trust the process takes some action towards getting your goal. If you want to become successful at, say you want to start a new business, to what action could you take? Action steps could be, let me start looking up online businesses, how to start a business. See, you're just putting action towards helping the universe. So while you're trusting the process, you're doing your responsibility by preparing. That's what I mean by trust the process. That's the action step. And now what happens when you do this, when you apply these 5 steps in that order and you do them daily, you can actually manifest a lot faster than an average person can, because you're applying all the fundamental forces that creates alignment. Alignment will always lead to your manifestation. Bottom line. Let me break it down and show you how they all work. When you ask the universe, when you make a decision, you decide it. You're telling the universe that's it. You're not flip-flopping. So you have one focus. Step number 2, you ask the universe. You're sure what you want. You demand it. What else? You trust the process. Meaning you know there's an innate creating process. So you're watching from behind the scenes. Raise your vibration, because you know that attracts to you a lot faster. And then the final step, you detach from the outcome. With those steps, you increase your probability and you increase your manifestation. And what happens now, when you start to manifest, you will see signs pop up. There'll be a lot of signs. When you notice the signs, that's when you may be prompted through your higher self or your subconscious to take some sort of action. That's what we call an inspired action. So there's a difference now. Inspired action and regular action. Notice in step number 2, when I say trust the process, I say take some action. That's a difference. Now, inspired action is the last step when you actually create. So let me just break them down between what action and inspired action is. Action is what I talk about. You want a house, you start looking up. You want to start a business, you start doing that. Inspired action is you'll be prompted to make a specific thing or do a certain thing. For example, let's go back to the online business. Inspired action would be, there would be a certain website that just keeps popping up, and you have this innate feeling to make a call. You call someone on a website, you create a connection, boom, they give you a grant, you expire, whatever, and you get the funds. That's the difference between inspired action and action. Inspired action is a direct motive from your subconscious mind that will lead you to a specific or a particular outcome to whatever you're manifesting. That's how all things manifest. Whenever you manifest anything and you get the physical thing, you have to take some sort of inspired action. How else are you going to get it? You have to know how to make the call. You have to be in the right place at the right time. You have to have the right idea. Those are inspired action. Those just don't pop out of nowhere. That's a deliberate creative process produced through your higher mind, through the higher self. So guys, there you have it. If you apply those 5 steps repeatedly, you will manifest and attract what you want a lot faster. Got it? Thank you.